I'm in this exiled 1 tent here, and it's nice and dark, so I'm able to do a little research. Here's a situation. I have no money. I'm in a foreign country. I have no attorney. The public defenders in Juneau, Alaska are not available. There were 2 of them. One of them went and did something else. The manager of the public defender hub is uncooperative, really. He gave me this one guy who is half-hearted. You can't have that. He wouldn't even respond to my emails, so I have nobody. What do you do? What do you do when you face the state of Alaska, who never loses, who dig in their heels, and it's just me in Russia against the Alaska Department of Fish and Game? This cannot continue on forever. The precedent of social media asylum. From a law enforcement perspective, dropping charges because a defendant moved to Russia and posted on social media would be seen as a disaster. Signal to every other person facing felony charges in Alaska that they can escape justice by leaving the country and generating enough online noise. The state has a real problem. If the state drops the case, they essentially admit that they may not have had a valid reason to seize the animals in the first place. Lawsuits. This would open up the door for Kroschel to sue the state of Alaska for millions of dollars in damages for the loss of his business, the death of his animals, the wolf and the owl, and his emotional distress. Remember when that trooper Nemec said to Dr. Oakley that they have a place for every single animal? Remember that when he said that?
Last year, they have a placement for every single one of his animals today.
Have a placement for every single one of his animals today. Well, they don't, do they? If the state drops the case while he is in Russia, they lose all legal leverage to recover the hundreds of thousands of dollars already spent on animals' care. You see? They don't need to respond. They're arrogant people that think that they've got me. They got me in a leg-hold trap, and they can just ignore me now. The state's strategy is to wait for Kroschel to return so he can be forced to pay these costs via conviction. Federal and state officials just ignore me now. Here's another one, Beth Pattinson. She's with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and she doesn't respond to me regarding the snowy owl that's left at my park still, as of March 29th, 2026. Look at this.
Same with this federal lady, Beth Pattinson. One more time. Who and when are you coming to my property to collect the snowy owl? Why have you abandoned this bird for over 8 months?
And she sidesteps all my questions. She was part of this raid. People like this have to be suffering from some kind of psychopathy. The state of Alaska needs a purging. Something has to be done on the high level to change this. Cannot continue on to dictate and to ruin people's lives like that. That is what we're supposed to have found out from the Soviet Union days. And here I'm in Russia, of all places, and the KGB or the FSB is fascinated by this. This is like Exhibit A in America. They call it the American dream because you'd have to be asleep to believe it. I'm the Alaska State Prosecutor, Matthew Cassie.
As I stated in my initial email, when you are permitted to represent yourself, I keep all communications in email.
In email?
In my experience, this is best for everyone.
Good.
If there is an easy record of everything discussed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
The problem is, he doesn't respond to emails.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer any questions.
None.
He doesn't need to.
And just one more thing, State Prosecutor Matthew Cassie. You want to talk about animal cruelty? Take a look at this video that I posted. That is the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, who you're defending.
Another big one, huh? This one's ferocious. Holy shit, motherfucker.
If you think this is cruel, don't blame the trappers. Blame the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. They're the ones that allow it and encourage it. A wolverine in a leg-hold trap for 2 or 3 days or more, pulling and rolling around and chewing off their foot. About the results of these long trapping seasons in Alaska, in the Arctic Alaska, the Alaska Department of Fish and Game allows the seasons to go until April 15th. Little kits like this would already have been born in 5 to 6 weeks old and become mummified from exposure. And then they die in the den from exposure because the mother was slain. Is that right? Who's cruel? Who's cruel? The cruel people are the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Permit Officer Stephanie Bogle, Commissioner Douglas Vincent Lang, Director Ryan Scott, all you people, you hypocrites, to turn around and accuse me of animal cruelty.